With just one rescue all those years in the jungle and wastes, the fate of 2 Jedi had completely changed, for the better and for the worse. But now the time is nigh. The drums of war continue to roar by the day, and now it is time for these two forces to clash once again. What happens if they do collide? What happens when the fate of the galaxy is in the hands of two? And what if Ben Solo saved the galaxy? As Empress Palpatine and Darth Vader prepare to unleash chaos to the galaxy and unlock the secrets of Mortis, Ben Solo, along with his father, Chewbacca, and his friends of the Resistance, went to the Sintar Glacial Colony to meet the Resistance agent Bolio to claim the information that was given to him via the spy from the First Order. While the information, along with additional information from TC-14's memory banks, all thanks to Babu Frick, being uploaded into R2-D2, with a surprise of meeting Lando Calrissian and Zori Bliss, a First Order shuttle had boarded with the station, as Lando and Han went to investigate, while Han told Lando that Ben told him that there were better things to do than hauling Raftars, and that he had spent more time with Ben and Leia, thanks to the changes prior. Balatik of the Guavian Death Gang and Kanji Club's Tatsu Leech had joined the Final Order to kill all resistance to the Empress's reign, and to take Ben Solo alive for a high price. When the information is uploaded, Zori released the Raftars on the Final Order's troops to buy Han and the others time to escape. And while Bolio didn't go to the Falcon with them, he tells our heroes to win the war, closing the airlock as the Millennium Falcon escapes from the incoming TIE Fighter squad. After jumping in and out of hyperspace before landing on Crate with Poe at the helm, Han and Poe got into a heated argument until Rose breaks it up when the Falcon starts talking. As Han went back inside the Falcon and Poe went back to the briefing, he found Lando talking with a familiar voice from inside the Falcon. It was L337. She had been talking to both Han and Lando for years, but no one could understand her. And while she was mad that they forgot to give her her additional voice box back, she happily called out on Lando's crashing of the ship's radar dish back at the Battle at Endor, and Han for making a deal with Kanji Club, along with answering Han's question he asked Luke all those years ago on Yavin, if a princess with a guy like him. The answer was yes, and Leia heard every word. After the sudden reunion, a debriefing was called as two subjects needed to be addressed. The first one is that they had found a new base on Agent Kloss where all resistance cells would be gathering to take on the Final Order. And second, the other information states that Empress Palpatine had teamed up with the ancient Sith Lord Darth Vader and is now planning to use their new weapon to wipe out all resistance in the galaxy. And they believe that he now has the power to unlock the secrets and to travel to Mortis. Luke Skywalker, however, seems frightened by this and walks away. Ben walks behind him, concerned. Luke tells Ben that Vader was once a follower and student of the ancient Sith Lord Darth Revan when he ruled the galaxy. But when he fell, Vader was abandoned in a tomb on Kurabon, and he was left there to die. But prior to his death, he had found a way to cheat death via Night System magic that he had found on Dathomir, and the ability to potentially travel between worlds in the world between worlds. When Ben asks about Palpatine, Luke was resistant at first, but when Ben mentions Mara Jade's death, Luke slips out Rey's name. Luke reveals that the one who killed Mara Jade wasn't the Empress Palpatine, but a servant of her grandfather. Her parents wanted her to be rescued from the curse of Palpatine, but before they could do anything, Ochō and the Knights of Ren came and took them all. Mara tried to go after them, but they outnumbered her and had slain her. All Luke and Lot could do was watch as Rey was taken along with her parents. Luke has been beating himself up about this for years, but Ben assures him that Rey can still be saved. He felt the same way Luke did with Darth Vader all those years ago. Luke smiles at his nephew, even though it was a 50-50 chance. Finn calls Ben over to see what information TC-14 has. However, it's only half the information they need in order to get to Exegol. A holocron revealing a clue to its location is on Coruscant, the former Empire's capital, but they would have to act fast as the Final Order's Starkiller base had destroyed the Hosnian system and could target other systems any day now alongside their fleet of ships from every era. To ensure their mission was a success, Ben asked Luke if he could bring Finn, Nine, Rose, Poe, BB-8, Han, and Chewie on this mission along with him for reconnaissance, and to help ensure Finn's training to being a Jedi goes well. Luke was iffy about this at first, but he agrees, and with the assistance of Jason Syndulla and the Ghost, our heroes made their way to Coruscant, only to find it was a criminal underworld wasteland, since the old Emperor had fallen. As they explored, they ran into Poe's old Spice Runner pals, who, after having a heart-to-heart with Poe, told our heroes that the holocron they seek is inside the Jedi Temple, with the key to Palpatine's secret room at the Senate. But they would have to be careful as the Final Order were patrolling that area. As our heroes kept watch outside, the two Jedi entered the temple to find robes from the Jedi that Darth Vader killed, along with fresh bodies of dead raiders who were killed by the Knights of Ren who had ambushed them. However, they failed to kill the two Jedi, leaving the leader Ren and Knight Vikral alive to retreat. Now with the holocron, Luke and Ben enter Palpatine's office and found a secret room behind one of his many paintings. Inside, they encountered a console with a slot for the holocron they found, and judging from the damage in the room, it would appear that someone tried to steal it before Palpatine had fallen and somehow survived. When they installed the holocron into the console's slot, the computer turned on, and Palpatine's secret plan was revealed, which collides with Vitar's plan too, alongside the fleet of every ship from every era that the dark side now possess. But before they could learn more, the Empress Palpatine appeared behind them to stop the two Jedi in their tracks. Luke told Ben to return back to the Ghost, forcing him to retreat. When Ben refused, Luke forced an opportunity upon him by force pushing him back through the entrance, and then trapped himself along with Rey inside, hoping that Luke could face her alone. Our heroes were able to escape, but the Jedi Master was unfortunate to get captured. But their troubles were only about to get worse as the Ghost had a homing beacon attached onto it, leading the Final Order to their location. The base and most of the Resistance cells on Agent Kloss were completely demolished, and while Ben, Finn, and the others did try to stop him, Rey arrived to show them all the pecking order of the universe. But General Leia Organa, wielding a blue lightsaber, stood forth to oppose the Empress, but at the cost of her life. All the young Solo could do was watch in horror and sadness as his own mother had died trying to save him. Vitar orders Rey to return to Exegol, where she will await her punishment. Without both the children of Skywalker at his side, Vitar cannot travel into the Valley of Mortis. The angry Sith Lord strikes Rey with a powerful beam of Force lightning, leaving her disfigured, leaving her a complete replication of her own grandfather with her disfigurement. The Sith Lord then tells her that when Ben Solo is in her sights again, she is to bring him to him alive. The Resistance was battered and broken at the wake of the Final Order's attack, but after some inspiring words from Lop and Rose, Ben and Finn were the first to rise up and led the Resistance to Exegol with the data they've acquired on Coruscant. But it wasn't going to be easy, and while on the surface, two strike teams were sent to the base surface, one where Ben went on his own to confront Vitar, while the other, led by Finn, Han, Chewie, Nines, BB-8, Lando and Rose, were there to disable the shields, all while Poe leads the fleet to take out the Star Destroyer fleet amassing on Exegol. The battle was intense, and most of the Resistance fleet were on edge, until reinforcements arrived from the whole galaxy to help them in their final battle. Han's group was successful in taking out Starkiller's shields, which also gained them a new ally in the form of Hux, who revealed himself to be a spy of the First Order, the very same spy that gave him the information. But it came at the sacrifice of Nines, as he sacrificed himself, dying like a hero at the thermal oscillator. Ben's situation came to a standoff as Vitar and Rey were going to kill Luke if Ben does not help him open the gate to Mortis. Reluctantly, Ben and Luke, being both from Skywalker blood, open the gate to the world between worlds. Before it closes, to keep him safe, Luke pushes Ben outside as the portal closes. Inside the world between worlds, Vitar saw many portals to multiple worlds, multiple universes. And as he had Rey take care of Luke, he went to see what other Vitars were alive in this vast multiverse. While distracted, Luke tried to fight back, but Rey succeeded in killing him. But not before Luke telling Rey that there was still good in her. Hope will soon return to the galaxy, and when he dies, he will not be the last Jedi. Meanwhile, outside, with the help of the past Jedi, Ben was able to open the gate and on his way to stop Vitar. Rey, however, stood in his way once again. Ben can still sense the conflict in her heart and does not wish to face her. However, she had to force his hand, and the two engaged in a duel that shatters the dimensional barrier, causing rifts from the outside world. Snap Wexley, one of the resistance fighters, was unfortunate to fly into one of these rifts. However, I can strongly say that he had survived. But his squad, however, was all decimated as General Pride's cruiser had decimated the entire fleet. But Poe Dameron, after ejecting his helpful droid BB-8, made the ultimate sacrifice and rams his X-Wing into Pride's ships right into the bridge, ending the fleet for good. Although his loss was tragic, Finn made it all worth it by destroying the thermal oscillator. However, time was short and Ben and the others needed to hurry. After a fatal duel between dimensions, and after he pinned Rey to the ground, Ben threw his mother's lightsaber into the portal back home as he was done fighting Rey. She did, however, try to beat him and caused him pain, but after looking at herself in the mirror and at her parents from another world, Rey broke down and lost the will to fight. Ben told her that it wasn't too late to change. However, an angry Vitar attacked them from nowhere, after hearing the truth that no matter what universe, Darth Vitar would always die, no matter the outcome. And as sad as it was for him, it was true. No matter the universe, no matter the outcome, Darth Vitar would always die. And because of that, he shocks the two and absorbs their energy to make sure that his rule would be eternal. He starts to absorb all the energies from all the gateways, becoming more powerful than before. The two were heavily injured, but Ben stood to face Vitar. Rey, however, shoves him into the gateway back home and faces Vitar alone. Despite being all-powerful, Rey uses her power to absorb Vitar's power as much as she could possibly can, and destroys the realm that connects the world between worlds, killing them both. Rey had one final look at her happy family with a happy child version of herself from another world, before resting in peace as she faded into dust, along with her former master. Starkiller Base, Darth Vitar, and the Final Order have been destroyed. And the rest of the Resistance returned to Agent Kloss to mourn the fallen and to celebrate their glorious victory. However, the young Solo still felt such sorrow after his mother's, uncle's, and now Rey's death. But Lop, Han, and Chewie showed him that he'll never be alone. And moments later, Han takes Ben to Tatooine to bury the Skywalker family's lightsabers into the sands of Tatooine, where our story all began. And before he left, something wonderful had happened. A young Leppy, much like his master Lop, came towards him and pressed her hand against his. Feeling the strong force energy inside her, Ben Solo knew that a spark has been born, and it will someday become the spark of a new hope for this universe.